guys, so today I'm here to do my June book haul. Just gotta say, I've been doing really good. Like, I haven't been buying that many books the past couple of months, and like, yes, I have 8 to show you, and like, yes, that is like a little bit of a stack, but really, like, years ago I used to do book hauls of like 20 books per month, and like now I'm really trying not to buy things, but especially because of coronavirus, everything is way more expensive now, so that has also stopped me from buying books. But really, I've just been happy with what I've got, which is what I should be happy with because I've got so many. But really, I haven't felt the need to like be buying that many new books. But basically all these books I've acquired in the month of June, so I am just going to call it my June book haul, and I'm just excited to show you the new books I've got. So the first thing I've got, and it's probably the most exciting thing, and that is the Heartstopper colouring book by Alice Oseman. So I love these graphic novels, and to be honest, they are in black and white, so theoretically you could just colour in your editions anyway, but because they don't want us to do that, they've made us a coloring book, and it is beautiful because like, look at them, like they're in the photos, like you can color them in, and like I haven't colored it yet because like I don't even know if I want to like ruin this, but like they're so beautiful. Like, look at Charlie and Nick, like I can't even. And this is very tiny. Like, I thought it was going to be a little bit thicker, but it's still pretty good. But like, I am just excited because it's amazing. Like, I love my babies, and I love that I have a copy of this. But what's really funny is I have 2. So what happened is I pre-ordered it like 2 months ago, and it came like a couple of weeks ago, but I pre-ordered it. So my first copy got sent, but then like a couple of days later, Book Depository is like, hey, so we sent you a second one by accident, so we're like really sorry about that. So like, you don't have to send it back, like you can keep it, give it to someone, do whatever you want with it, have an extra copy. And I'm like, well, thank you. So I'm actually going to send my other copy to Sasha because she is my favorite person, and I always send her like my extra copies of books because it seems to happen to me a lot. So this will be coming to you soon, girl, but I wanted to keep it until I filmed the video just so I had proof that I had 2, but now I will send it to her, so now she can get a copy of it too and fangirl as much as I am. So the next 3 books I bought are all from Black authors, and I really wanted to try and support and buy some more books by people of color because really on my shelves I feel like I haven't done a very good job of having as many diverse books out there, and there is some on there that I haven't read yet that I would love to read. But these 3 I bought because one, I am excited to have these books to read them, but to also be more informed. But I just wanted to do like a small part just to help in like any way that I could, because these authors need as much recognition as white authors or any other authors out there really, and I'm just really excited to have these books. So the first one I've got is Tyler Johnson Was Here by J. Coles, and this cover I have always seen because the flowers have always intrigued me, and this is a book I have wanted to buy for years, but I just never ended up buying it. But I bought it and I'm very excited. So this book is about Marvin and Tyler, and they are twins, and they couldn't be like more opposite of each other. So Tyler is like the daring and free loving and fun one, and Marvin is the kind of more reserved one. So there's this party one night that Tyler wants to go to, so Marvin tags along to keep an eye on his brother. But after a police raid, Tyler goes missing, and Marvin has no idea what happened, and he wants to find his brother, but then his brother sort of turns into like a hashtag and no one really cares anymore, and he wants to find out what happened. And it's really about like the injustice and the justice that he wants for his brother. And I think it's going to be a really sad read, but also really informative, and one that like I definitely want to read, but I don't think it's going to be like the happiest experience ever. But books that teach you about things in the world are always going to be good ones to read. Then I got Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert, and this is a book that I've been seeing everywhere, all over the place, because like even people that don't read adult romances have been picking up these books. And there is a second one about like Danny Brown, which I have wanted to pick up as well, but it was just a little bit expensive, so I only bought the first book. But I'm all for an adult contemporary, and I really do love this cover, and I just can't wait for this because I think it's going to be cute. But basically Chloe Brown is being like kind of this like really shy geeky person, so she's written this list for herself of all these crazy things to do in her life to try and be like more exciting. And then she meets this guy Red, and like he's the total opposite of like everything she is or like really like wants, but then because of the list she's like, I'm gonna try and be daring. So this definitely feels like a recipe for disaster, but I'm keen. And the third book that I bought was Dear Martin by Nick Stone, and this is one that Sasha only recently just read, and she really enjoyed it, so her enjoyment of this book really made me want to read it as well. But it's another one that I have seen around there, and I've always wanted to get it. This book book is really tiny as well. Like I didn't expect it to be so small. So basically Justice, our main character, has always tried to like have great grades and be under the radar and not have any attention drawn to himself. And there's a night where one of his female friends wants to drive a car, but she's really drunk and he doesn't want it to happen. And then a bit of a police shooting and raid happens and he gets blamed for it. And I think it's going to be like really interesting to see his opinion and feeling of it, because like obviously there's books like The Hate U Give where it does give us those ideas of like really what people are going through and how stupid the police brutality is. But I think this is going to be really interesting. But then he starts to write letters into this journal to Martin Luther King, and I just think it's going to be really interesting again, and it's going to be a very quick read. So I hope to read this one really soon because I definitely want to have it in my read pile than my unread pile. I had to buy a copy of Warrior of the Wild by Tricia Levenseller because she is becoming one of my new favorite authors, so I wanted to own copies of all of her books. So I just went on there randomly to check, and the price was actually pretty reasonable because a lot of these books are in like one order on Book Depository, and they sent me a 10% discount code where they're like, come back, buy some books. And I'm like, well, I don't mind if I do. So this is one that I definitely wanted to get a copy of, and it was just a great read and I highly recommend. Then I finally got a copy of Fake It Till You Break It by Jenny P. Nguyen because this was on my anticipated reads list last year, but then the paperback didn't come out for a year, and I wanted it to match The Way to Game the Walk of Shame, which is this author's other book. And I'm excited about this because the first one was fake dating and now she's got another fake dating story, and I'm all for it because fake dating is the shit. So Jake and Mia are our main characters, and their mums have grown up together and they've always wanted their kids to be in a relationship. So every time either of the kids have like romantic feelings for someone, the mother shot it down. So the kids pretend to date each other to get their parents off their backs, but then it turns into fake dating, but then it could turn into more. But I think it's pretty crazy that their mums have such a strong idea that they need them to be in a relationship that they would ruin their chance of any other relationship. So it just sounded really cool and a really different way for fake dating. Like obviously most fake dating stories happen because you need the lie to cover up other things that are happening in your life, but this one just sounded really cool and I'm excited. The next book I bought was 4 Days of Me and You by Miranda Kennelly because I am excited. This is one of my anticipated reads, and again, it was pretty cheap, so I thought I would buy it. Good opportunity to get it. But basically this book takes place over 4 days, but like one in each year. I don't know if it's going to be like 2017, 18, 19 and 20, but basically it takes place over 4 years, but we only actually have 4 days that we follow in this story of the characters like obviously falling in love over the time. But there'll be stuff probably outside of it where we get like flashbacks is what I'm guessing. But it was just such a cool concept that I really was excited for this book. So now I'm one step closer to reading it by having a copy. And the last book I have is The Lost City by Amanda Hocking, and I was actually sent this from Pan Macmillan to review, and I haven't actually read it yet, but I am going to read it soon. Like I actually have like a couple of their books that I really do need to read, but they're sequels because they do send me sequels sometime when I still have like 2 or 3 books to read, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to get to it yet, but I hope so. But this one I was really intrigued about, but then I found out that it is like a spin-off series in the Trill trilogy, and I already read the Frostfire trilogy, which was like about a different place, and now this one is about another place again, and I'm excited to go back into this world and hopefully see characters that we've seen from previous novels, and I am excited, and I've heard pretty good things so far. But I definitely think you could probably read this without reading the other series, but it probably help just for the understanding of the world. But I've also heard that this one describes a lot of stuff that the first 2 series didn't do, so I know I am excited. Like I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but I'm excited. So this is my book haul, and like yes, there isn't that many books here, and I've got like so many contemporaries, which I'm like so excited about. But I knew I wanted to make a video of this soon because I don't think I'm going to have another book haul for a while, and I do hope that I don't buy anything else because again, I have been feeling pretty good about not buying things and, you know, just trying to read what I have and try and get that TBR down a little bit. Like it's not going to go down for years and years, but not buying things is helping me get closer to that goal. But anyway guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video and my book haul, and like it's always so exciting to get new books and I'm always like yay books, but then I haven't been reading, so it does get hard. But thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!